Salibonani okhulumayo ngumthulisi Hanana ngonobhala jikelele wesizwe khokhele ngaphansi kukaZapu. Ngiyabonga.
In his latest political engagement with the community of Nkai, Mr. Mthulisi Hanana, the young, dynamic, energetic, charismatic, and a visionary Zapu Secretary General, shared his candid vision and that of his party, Zapu, in the most eerest of terms ever regarding the gukurahundi genocide. The following is their position as a party. The following are some of the questions which were posed to Mr. Hanana by the moderator from the Nkai parliament. Tensions between ZANU and Zapu started during the armed struggle in the 1960s. In 1980, there were Entumbani disturbances where over 300 people lost their lives. Do you think this friction or acrimony between the liberation movements influenced the genocide in Matabeleland and Midlands?
Good morning, comrades. Unfortunately, yesterday I was not too able to respond, but I was given the option of responding this morning. But siyabonga, because most of the responses that have been given are not too different from my own response. So as I respond, I think I should be done in the next 30 or 40 minutes. Now, coming to the issue of tensions, to an extent we can, and to a very small extent, blame the tensions between Zanla and Zipra to gukurahundi, but to a very small extent, because gukurahundi was not a fight between two armies. It was a fight between a state-sponsored army and civilians. It wasn't even a fight. It was the massacre of defenseless civilians, some of whom had been members of the liberation movements. So we must accept that gukurahundi was not a fight between armies. The hatred or the acrimony that existed between the two armies of the 1960s, yes, could have contributed, but we must remember that the reason why there was gukurahundi was because there was a systematic, there was a desire to systematically annihilate a political party, a tribe, and a whole people of Matabeleland. Whereas the tensions of the 60s, bekuzinkunzi zizwanamandla esibayeni, two equal armies that were fighting each other. The gukurahundi was not like that. And the more we try and bring in the Zipra, the armed Zipra element, abanye baza justify bethi yes, abantu bematabeleland behlulwa in a war, but we know very well that this was a genocide and not a war.
Question number 2. The International Association of Genocide Scholars declared the gukurahundi killings as a genocide. Recently, Chief Charumbira said these killings do not qualify as a genocide. What is genocide? What could be the definition of this mass murder, rape, beatings, torture called?
Yes, siyabonga umbuzo, but I do not think that we should now change or start questioning the definitions of things that we know about the genocide, because someone somewhere decided to redefine it for us. We can never expect the perpetrator or the puppeteer or the puppet of the perpetrator to be honest and sincere about these things. Abantu abale mission yabo singavuma ukuthi basiconfuse to the point of doubting if gukurahundi was a genocide. Gukurahundi was a genocide, and we know that this genocide genocide like luhlelo lokubulala abantu abaspecific. It could be on religious basis, tribal basis, political basis, or any other basis. And konoko siyakwazi ukuthi gukurahundi yayi genocide. Let's not give attention to abantu abafuna ukusiconfuse. Let's not tolerate them, which I don't believe that does not even deserve a response. A normal besopa. Ngoba by so doing, we're giving the credit that it doesn't deserve.
Question number 3. The word gukurahundi means the early rains that washes away the chaff before the spring rains. What does this name symbolize on the outcome of their mission?
We can but speculate. Mina ngivamanga ukuthi ngikhuluma on behalf of the perpetrator, or nginakanele ukuthi perpetrator ucabangani. Nonetheless, I think it's clear ukuthi thina abantu besintwini bezimele sibe yichafu that is being washed away. So it then proves the issue of genocide. They wanted to wash away a whole tribe, a whole political party, and the whole people. And to an extent, they have managed to wash us away. And there is just so much that has happened. They've washed they are washing our resources away, and the many other things that they are washing away. So surely, I do not think that they deserve there's anything khuluma discussing ngoba perpetrator ngoba ibizo liyazichaza nje ukuthi bebevele befuna ukusibulala nje and make sure ukuthi kasibi khona emhlabeni. But what can we do? We are here defiantly so.
Question number 4. The primary victims of gukurahundi were Zapu and Zipra. Do you think peace and the reconciliation exercises will entertain their input? If not, do you think justice will be ever achieved without their involvement?
Zapu, we have agreed very from the onset ukuthi lokhu kakusebenzi, asidingi a mediator who can chair the commission. Even abantu believe in locals, even in locals part ilidwe the secretariat engaso ye Zimbabwe ingabe le mandate evela kubo Mnangagwa le ngoba the honest truth is Mnangagwa kabakho serious. Ama terms of reference akhona ka vele kithi thina njengozulu sitsho ukuthi sifunani, create a commission that allows for truth telling. Abantu bakhuluma iqinisa labo ukuthi hayi thina njengabantu iqinisa lethu lilapha. Uyabona, it's as easy as that. Lokho kuwenziwa lokho anything lo Mnangagwa phakathi vele, anything le ZANU phakathi as far as Gukurahundi is concerned, hayi yikuthatha sibila mazamba nesiwagcina isigundwana. Akula nto siyenzayo, actually sizihlaba ngowethu, sizigwaza ngewethu imkhonto. We should not allow that. Nxabe serious kakuqale ngecommission ezaqala irelease ama report awechamba mbalisi into esizifunayo ukurelease ama properties aweZapu. Khona kuqhakathekile khona kya platform ukuthi abantu bakhuluma iqiniso, guarantees for victims that come and testify. Umuntu abe kwathi hayi ngakhuluma mina iqiniso kwahamba so lababulali bakhona abayibulala abantu umuntu abuya ukuthi hayi mina ngangiyisotshe le gukurahundi ngayenza so ngaphi la ngaphi ngabulala ubani ngamgqibela lapha ngasuka lapha ngalapha ngagqibela ubani nganthunywe ngubani. Siqalise ngeqinisa so that people can heal. Isilonda esihilo asingelaqinisa phakathi siyabhibhidla.
Question number 5. The other group of people who were largely targeted were Ndebele-speaking people, as seen geographically, Slovela and some parts of Migrants, and in both Matabeleland North and Matabeleland South. Why were Ndebele-speaking citizens a big target?
Angithi the assumption was uJoshua Nkomo le support eMatabeleland ukwedlula eMashonaland. So there was a need to dilute the support base eka Joshua Nkomo ngapha eMatabeleland. But also i-dilution yakhona ngale in the northern region lakhona babe yethusela abantu but abaresistanga as much as ngapha. Ungakhumbula ngo-1985 sibe the height of gukurahundi, abantu bakithi they stood lo Joshua Nkomo. Kodwa ngale northern region bebethu sele nje kancane mbijana nje bayithuselwa bahle bavele they jumped ship, which is why amaphungwe lawana esenziwa leading to independence wawungama-intimidation rallies, abantu be-intimidatwa berechwa besenzwani by people that were claiming to be their liberators. Uyabona abantu be-northern bahle bavela bethuka, ama-results ayatshengisa ukuthi abantu be-northern region bethuka masinyane yikho bengabulawanga. I stand to believe mina ukuthi had abantu be-northern region resisted like the people of Matabeleland, labo bebezabulawa kwi-gukurahundi. That's what I believe. So Matabeleland yatargeted because of its tenacity and propensity to resist.
Number 6, question number 6. The government of Zimbabwe is the one that sent the 5th Brigade, mainly of Shona-speaking people. It created the Chihambakwe Tumbuchene commissions, the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission. All their findings have never been released by the government. Do you think the chiefs of Matabeleland are capable of handling this genocide issue? Do they have the expertise to bring about peace, reconciliation, and justice between the government and the affected communities? Question number 7. Most chiefs of Matabeleland are young and they may not have personally experienced the gukurahundi genocide. They are also on the government payroll, and some are members of the ruling party. Will it be easier for them to be objective in their duties?
It has nothing to do with kulaba young elaba old. It has nothing to do ngokuthi ubale khona bale experience labanye experience. Akula nduna le experience yokusolve gukurahundi. Siqale lapho. So let's not divide our people. Sit okay, fine. If our problem with induna zincane bese kukhethwe ingwevu kube sesile gukurahundi. Lezo zingama victims. They can't solve a problem laba abangama victims wayo. It's an issue indaba ekhona laba abantu bakithi ukuthi bathunywa ngubani. Yindaba ekhona ngoba ngeza ke baphikisa uchef wabo baholisayo. Ngaze kuthathwa inkalakatha yengwevu. Kuthathwe umuntu omncane. The simple fact that palama instructions le mandate evele umuntu obaholisayo yikho okuhle kufe khona yonke into. And ungananzelela abantu bayizikhona induna esizazi ukuthi lezi vele zikhuluma kuhle ngezanu kazizenelisa ukukhuluma labanye abantu. And kwenziwa ibugwala kwesinye isikhathi kwenziwa indlala kunengi okwenza abantu benza into ezinjengazonezo. So singazami bakithi ukuthi sidivide induna zethu nge-age la nge-experience lana ngoba kula muntu vele experience yegukurahundi. So okumele sikuvumelane nje khathesi ukuthi hayi induna zakithi zonke azilalo ikhono lokusolve igukurahundi, young or old kuyafana. Ngoba umuntu onguwe obathumayo isikhiwi abanye kabafuni ukuthi bakwenze lo msebenzi. Kodwa uzayala uthini umuntu wabulela abantu abangu-20,000 akunika umsebenzi uzamphikisa umthini ngoba la uyakwazi ungaphikisa bakuthathela lesikhundla sona esesobuduna nxa bengakubulalanga. So hayi induna zakithi hayi, it has nothing to do with the age. It's an issue of competence and skill and expertise nokuthi bathunywe ngubani.
Question number 8. ZANU-PF is a majority party in the affected areas. Are ZANU supporters not compromised in this exercise? Party politics comes first in Zimbabwe. Don't you think their party will give instructions on their responses?
Bakithi inkolo zabantu kazi ziyachiyana. Esingaku advise abantu ukuthi kabenze lokho abakholelwa ukuthi kuzabanikeza iclosure. Singabi yithi esibatshelayo ukuthi kumele benzeni. Let people do that which will give them closure and comfort.
Question number 9. Some people claim that gukurahundi still exists in the form of tribalism, nepotism, and segregation. How can the government compensate for lost opportunities and development in the region?
Imbono yabantu iyachiyana. Sibona ngendlela ezingafananiyo. Mnangagwa ngumbulali. Kule video eyabhoda lapha eyakudala sibona uMnangagwa ethwele abantwana lapha ebamba abantwana nezinkala emakhaya. Asazi abantwana bakhona baphelela ngaphi. He's a perpetrator okubu hero imonster ayifesayo. We don't know le monster ukuthi ngubani. He is the monster. If Mkabe is the monster, he is a product of the monster. Akulanto enhle ngomNangagwa. Ubuhero bakasi buboni from 2017 kuze wefika namhlanje is almost 6 full years engupresident. Asiboni lutho. Yena into enhle ayikwanisa ukuqamba amanga lokufaka abantu bahlale besethembeni angane kulento azayenza. Khangela wathi esedevos wathi sengifakeni parasiza dila le gukurahundi ize yapheli 5 years enprasi ingayenzanga lutho le gukurahundi. Khathi esitshintsha uke wathi sengisebenza lama NGO emathebuleni collective wafadalala kwaphela emoyeni yomlilo amaphepha. Sithala sethembeni ukuthi alo uzayenza something kodwa vele ngumbulali. Ngiyeza ku expect ukuthi Undertaker akunika amaphilisi ukuthi uzasila akunika ichefu. This is what is killing our people. Uhlala sethembeni ukuthi kuzalunga. Mnangagwa it's clear is a murderer. Ngakuthiwa ilizwe lilungile abantu bebezabuya bezokhuluma ukuthi yesibili wayenza so yesibili. Njoba ngisisho ukuthi kule video epeke yabhode WhatsApp ebamba abafana ukuthi baya ngabo abafana bangona kwaziwa umuntu wababulala owayenza ukuthi babulawe. So namhla usengaba muhle. Ukuthi vele eZimbabwe ihero idefinition yehero iyantenga. Abantu bakithi ukuthi ihero kuyini abakwazi.
Question number 10. The people or the Ndebele people do not trust the system and the initiative. How can the civic organizations and the other stakeholders help in preparing people for this exercise?
Lapha abantu kumele batshele ukuthi asambeni siyochitha imhlangano le. Simple. Asambeni siyochitha imhlangano lo. Ilula nje kanjalo ukuthi sesingathi abantu whatever we do bakithi we are sanitizing iprocess kaMnangagwa. Imagine le report mina ukuthi kuza outcomes zakhona kuzathwana ku report final report ezaphuma from president unaphona nxa siyabhalwa lokho sikwenzayo senza iprocess yokuthi kuthi sa consult abantu. So there is absolutely no way esingathi at this particular point we can influence the outcome of this thing by participating somehow. We've seen that this doesn't work. NGO angithi bona basemsebenzini lapho kumele kukhanya ukuthi benza something sibili. Ku-right bayenze bafundisa abantu. But it does not change the outcomes zeZANU. Siyezahamba ku-COPAC abantu bakhuluma into ezithize senze i-constitution aziphumanga ku-constitution. Abantu bakhuluma into ezithize nxa kusenziwa ama-public hearings, ama-parliamentary bills kodwa kutshintshe lutho. So ukuthi isikhathi sesingacabanga ukuthi thina uMnangagwa ubuye kithi engela plan. Ukubuya kwakhe kithi vele ize ufuna ukuthi sakhuluma labantu abantu bathi. The only thing esingayenza ukuthi siyichithe le mhlangano. Ukuthi abantu bayahlangana abantu bazihambele emasimini. Abantu abatsha bahambe bedilize imhlangano yakhona kungahlanganwa. It is better ukuthi kungahlanganwa ngoba kuzokubele report abantu bengahlangananga. But singahlangana sithi yes lama good ideas izanu yakalala bani. Even the constitution voted by 93% of the people beZimbabwe bayibhala kutsha sebeyitshintshile abalali muntu lawona abantu. Singazama ukuthi cabanga ukuthi uSathane ngabe ekhipha impondo uselungile bezifihlile elokhe lazwe impondo. IsiZANU nguSathane kayilaleli. Asidilizeni imhlangano nxa ngokuthi abantu bahlala ngaphansi kwesihlahla sikhambela leso sihlahla. IZANU ba into siyasiphitilanyana besintwini siyasimunyumungula kakhulu lathi sesalunga asazimbele uvalo lwegukurahundi sesalunga kade kungamelanga imihlangano le iqhubeke vele iqhubeka kanjani sure kufana lokuthi umuntu akubhinyela umntwana abese buyethu uzovela ugeza sibili uzohlabela embuzi uthi ngizoyamkela abakhwenyana ngizabatshela ukuthi njoba umntwana baqala bambhinya nxa sebemlobolisa sizafuna enye imali phezulu ngenxa ukuthi baqala babhinya umntwana ole 6 years ebhinya uyamlobolisa angithi umuntu obuye sezama ukuthi uzovela khonokho awuveleka ubiza omakhelwane babamba induku straight limthela induku nxa ethutsha yikho kumele kwenzakala kabathelwa induku singatshoni sihlala phansi sihlalela into engekho siphuthelwa imisebenzi.
Question number 11. In Rwanda, the exhumed remains of the victims of genocide are displayed in museums. What advice would you give to Nkai people on the remains of their dead?
I think okokuqala abantu kumele bananzelele ukuthi thina njengoZAPU asila input esifuna ukuyinika uMnangagwa ngoba we have made a resolution ukuthi kasikhulume lesigebenga thina kasikhulume lo mbulali ngoba umbulali ngeza kathi asibulale abesephenduka azositshela ukuthi sikhale njani singcwabane njani kube nguye osesitshela osesikhonyela phezulu kwakho konke asenze khona. I don't think that is fair. Thina njengoZAPU wa clear ukuthi iNPRC le ekhona is obsolete. Ayila capacity to deal with the issue of gukurahundi the way we had thought or anticipated. One, ayila platform for truth telling. Ayila a platform for justice. So ayila platform for protection of victims and witnesses. So asifuni ukufaka input entweni enjalo. We do not want to sanitize a mess ekamnangagwa. We do not want to be accomplices in bearing evidence or in window dressing ukuthi kusasa kuyakhaya ngane kuthiwa khona igukurahundi sisolviwe wona uMnangagwa was not solving it ebegqibela icala lakhe. So okwe input high kangikhona ukuthi nje singuZAPU sile input esifuna ukuyifaka. Only input is that if uMnangagwa is genuine, number one, let's have a commission headed by an internationally acclaimed eminent person with experience in dealing with the genocide. Okwesibili kaqale kube le apology uMnangagwa wavuka axolisa abantu bakithi athi ayibakithi salibulala axolise. Okwesithathu avuma ukuthi gukurahundi genocide. Okunye abisela bakhipha ikhaviti eyasitshontshela ama properties kaZAPU lezipra ayikhiphe leyo khaviti ukwenzela ukuthi sikhole senelise ukuthola ama properties ethu back. Okugcina baba make sure ukuthi kulama commissions asekenziwa phambilini ama report akhona aginyo abawakhiphe yi-input esilayo leyo kuphela. Nxa sizadila le issue yegukurahundi sizaparticipate. These are our fundamental requirements. Nxa kusehlula haya akuhlale lizafikila ngelisithutha undoda uqina lozandla ezibomvu labo abasibusayo baza ketulwa lapha abaketulwe khona. We will go after them.
Question number 12. Of late, the government is not interested in media houses covering the gatherings. It is not intending to allow those in the diaspora to participate in this exercise as well. What advice will you give to the government on this subject?
I can call as kokela zamuntu khona umuntu okwaneleyo ole advice afuna ukuyinikizana. Uyavele ngongasakwananga. Uyabo sibo advice uthini uthi lami ngakhuluma abalaleli. Into esingabona yona yiwarning ukuthi qhubekani litreat abantu so. Selisifana nalo Smith and abantu uSmith uthe batreat ngendlela elibatreat ngayo bamvukela. Lani, you are doing a good job encouraging people to rise up and protest against you.
Question number 13. It seems opposition political parties only talk about gukurahundi when they launch their political parties or when it's election time. What do you think should be their role in finding truth, justice, peace, and unity in the country?
The role of political parties in solving gukurahundi kubambana sikhiphe ZANU ngoba thina as a party we believe that as long as ZANU-PF is in power and is in charge of all these institutions ezikhona, and they capture everything, akulanto ezahamba as far as gukurahundi is concerned. If people are genuine and sincere about gukurahundi, they must make sure that abantu understand how ZANU is a stumbling block to solving gukurahundi. As long as ZANU-PF is around, as long as ZANU-PF is in power, we can never find a solution to gukurahundi. So, removing ZANU-PF from power is one step towards solving gukurahundi. That's what opposition parties must do. Kumele bakuhlabele khonokho kumbe kule election kumbe kula election. But also sikhumbule phela ukuthi okunye ukuthiwa i-opposition izitole zezanu ngithi izanu yabile ungama puppet parties wabo ukuthi ukhanga into kule democracy. So let's have an eye for ama political party angasowezanu. Second, la khona ama party futhi angabe ngasowezanu kodwa la ukuzwisisa ukuqedisisa izinto eziphathelane legukurahundi or lama dynamics, regional dynamics ayemathebeleni vis-a-vis the national politics. So it is up to us as abantu to join parties esibona ngani azasikhulumela izinto zethu kuhle, azwisisa udaba lwethu, and we empower them. Once we have done that, sizakwanisa ukuthi lathi sibe labantu abangabameli abaza kuye parliament bekhuluma ngegukurahundi. Lani khona liyenza ngani liyasithanda, but udubo ukuthi nxa kumele lisivotele alisivoteli, kodwa sokulamaphutha asenzwe izanu selisibuthi hey, where is Zapu, where is MRP? How besikhona kubhaloti lasinyantikana lasifinya lasixolisa, kodwa nxa selile ndubo zenu selibuya kithi kuthiwa where are you? Lifuna sibe ngaphi lingasivotelanga? Lifuna sibe ngaphi? Starting point, votela nini ama-party a-understanda izinto eziseduze lenhliziyo zenu, ukwenza ukuthi lezo zinto zikwanise ukuyazikhuluma eparlament eMount Hampton. Ngoba lokho esikwenzayo lapha ukukwejisa sifundisana nje ngezinto zenezi, yebo naye ku-right, yebo naye siyafundisana, kodwa ultimately kuzaphelela khona. But aliba sikhuluma senza so siseparlament kube le record kuhansard siqale sithatha ukuphusha enye izinto lama motion lana eparlament, kungadaleka umahluko othile. But kuqala ukuthi lina lisethembe njengama party elibona ngani azamela into yakini eparlament.
Question number 14. Some people see President Mnangagwa as a hero for facing the monster and trying to bring about peace in the country. Some see him as the perpetrator who must be answering as to why they did commit the genocide and to face justice. What is your take on this?
Gukurahundi is a national issue, but it's a genocide. And it kufana abantu bangabheka babe 10-15 kuthiwa national disaster. Le Gukurahundi is a national disaster, it's a national issue okumele sifundise. And the starting point if we are the government that is genuinely sincere, they must acknowledge and publicize it and apologize. Batsho abantu waba le Gukurahundi and this had happened, so that abantu bakwanisa ukuthi never again. Uyabona i-problem esilayo ukuthi uhulumende lo khona waba khona ngokudivide abantu to tribes. Uyayibona indaba. So sile tribalism enzima kakhulu khona apha what you call eZimbabwe. So abantu besishoneni nxa sokukhulunywa ngendaba yegukurahundi, bona they think it's a fight between amashona lamandebele, and obviously umuntu is loyal to their tribe, which is wrong. Labo abantu besishoneni, they are victims of a propaganda yezanu. So nxa umuntu mina entshela ukuthi hey ku revenge lo bhengela uthintini, you know ukuthi no le victim le ngumuntu okhuluma simile from a jolly good point of the bliss of ignorance. Akakwazi ukuthi ukhuluma ngani ngoba they are a victim of misinformation, disinformation and propaganda and lies zezanu. So we have a responsibility kulokuthi thina sitshone lapha sithuzana sodwa ngento esiyazi sonke lapha lama answers that you could predict them because sikhuluma ngento esiyazi yokudala sikhuluma ngayo. We should come up with these programs siwahambise ebantwaneni besishoneni siwahambise emashonaland and we allow ourselves to have frank discussions labantu besishoneni so that at least we know ukuthi laba abantu labana ba exposed to information right khathesi what they are exposed to into ezirong. Remember ukuthi ngesikhathi segukurahundi kwaphuma ku radio la ku TV ukuthi this day she umthathe mdebere awini inkomichomba wena koloka kwenileyo uyabona because the state was actively politicizing abantu. That we must start a process of reversing this brainwashing yenziwa izanu actively. Yikho kuzasincedisa not to sulk and say amashona acabangana. What do you expect them to think when they have no access to any other truth besides what ZANU-PF tells them?
Question number 15. What do you think are the pros and cons of the homegrown solution approach to resolving our problems? Are we likely to achieve peace, justice, and reconciliation?
Akula ma pros lapha. Akula pro ngisho le yodwa. We are just destroying evidence. We are making people vulnerable. Abayibaza babekhuluma izinto zabo. Bazaba vulnerable. Sinika abantu ithembe lingekhoyo lengasoze libancede. There's no advantage. Ngoba vele the process is flawed. Engxenye the only pro engaba khona ukuthi abantu bazake baphumula ukuba bekhangela amabele aba-achile emasimini bayetshona bekwejisa engxenye bazaphiwa lezikafu khona lemhlanganweni maybe, but in terms of solving gukurahundi there is no pro here. Akula nto enhle engavela lapha. Achieving peace, justice and reconciliation when the platform from the onset is not designed to achieve peace, justice and reconciliation sizoku-achieve njani? But bakithi kasekele nini ukutshona sichana amakhanda ngento uperpetrator sinika yona esiyibona ukuthi kayisebenzi. What we should be doing now ukuthi ngasiyabambana thina njengabantu sibuzana ukuthi kuyini esingakwenza to resist imizamo ka-perpetrator to bury evidence. Yikho kuqakathekileyo.
Question number 16. Some people in Mashonaland do not know much about the Gukurahundi genocide, and they say they were not involved. Is dealing with Gukurahundi focusing on people from Tribalism only an appropriate vehicle that will bring about peace and reconciliation in the country? Considering some sentiments from other Shona people who claim that this massacre was an act of revenge on perceived Lopengula attacks on the Shona people, how can nationalists build a united country?
Yeah, imbuzo le embona ngani yomthathu isiphenduliwe nje noma ibuzo ngezinye indlela. I think I've been clear ukuthi there is nothing sincere. Vele we should not take these things seriously. Ngoba siyakwazi ukuthi ukuhamba njani ku ground abantu babulawa izinto ezithini abanye sebengachaya khona le ndunene umuntu esefike wathi hayi mina kimi kwahamba so aqamba umnyazi aqamba athi mina Mnangagwa wayekhona kubulala ubhuti wami. So it's a process that should be abandoned, disturbed and disrupted. How is it that the prosecution is being used by the perpetrator? Yikho phela okusethusayo yikho sikhuza umhlolo ukuthi nangu uperpetrator ngiyozosithetha isikhale njani, ngiyozositshela ukuthi khona sithethele njani amadlozi akithi. Akusebenzi. We are saying the same thing over and over again ukuthi akala right vele uperpetrator to do what he's doing.